On this episode of Enclosure Talk, we have these two ratio 4x2x2s headed to pied retics. So really excited to see what's going on over there. Go give them a follow. So the top one is actually a Super Dwarf Retic ratio kit, and the bottom is a more standard ratio. They're black builds, black hardware, with the chrome black Focus Cube logo. Looking really nice. It's very classy, but also a little bit of flash in there. So we'll jump into the top one here. They've got all the lovely coverings on it just because I've got a flat packet, but at least you don't get to see my reflection. They do have locks on both enclosures, so it's keyed locks on the 1/4-inch polycarbonate doors with the polycarbonate center window there. Jumping inside, we've got the Super Dwarf Retic setup. So we've got the XL roof hide hanger there, all stainless hardware. It is adjustable, so you can just drop it down. Nice and easy in case you have other enclosure furnishings and you don't have to actually come and pull it up all the way to the front either. So that makes it nice and handy. It does have the undershelf pass-through shelf hide hanger, so on the basking area, which is a little bit larger area there, the animal can go and have a warm hide. We personally put sphagnum moss under our undershelf hides there, and our kids seem to really like it. It's nice, safe, dark, and still warm. So gives them the choice to choose either, since they are a climbing species. So speaking of climbing, we do have the carbon fiber perches here. They've got the new style of clasping perch mounts, all stainless hardware. I always like to, it's just a nice secure click that they go in. But with the Retics and any other semi-arboreal species, they are a little bit longer, usually pretty strong since they do climb a lot. So with this new setup, it allows for you to be able to pull the perch out easily. So it's still a removable perch, yet as they're, climbing on something and maybe pull it with their tail, they're not really able to remove the perch. So pretty cool little feature there. The perches do go above and below. They're a little bit staggered over the shelf here, so it's the rear pass-through shelf. Makes it nice because they can come from the bottom. They can kind of scoot along the perch, which ours do. They'll actually fully crawl along the perch as well as use it for a climbing area. And sometimes, like I've said in other videos, Pepe just likes to sit his head on his perch and watch what's going on. So it makes a little bit more dynamic area to this 4x2x2. So it's actually more usable space. And of course you can add other enclosure furnishings. But what's really cool about shelves and these perches and sticks or anything else you add in there is it just adds more area for the animal to utilize instead of a big open space, because that really doesn't do them a whole lot of good. So very cool. We've got the radiant heat panel over the basking area with the probe cord cover there, so it keeps the animal from being able to access that probe and move it around. Really nice with retics and other curious animals. Also have the dimmable LED up front. Great for illumination, adding night cycles, and just day and night cycles. And what I was going to say is being able to see at night, if you ever have to be in the enclosure at night. So pretty handy there. It is dimmable, so you can put it on a lower or brighter setting. Yeah, so just a good standard setup for the, we call it the Super Dwarf Retic kit, but it's really good for, any other semi-arboreal climbing snake. So it's more a semi-arboreal setup, but the Super Dwarf Retic kit is what it was originally developed for, so that's what we call it. Let me close this baby up here and jump down to the bottom build. We've got the pass-through shelf. So the standard ratio shelf is a centered rear shelf. This is actually a kind of a hybrid setup, which we do have a few of them floating around. With the formula pass-through shelf. So this is the same shelf that is in the Super Dwarf Retic kit, but it's actually based on the formula. So we've got this in here. It's just a standard setup. So you've got your cord slots, cascading CNC vents with your heat panel over there on the viewer's right being the heated side. So this, I believe, is going to be for a young anaconda, which is super cool. And you've got your dimmable LED there. So this is a more standard ratio setup, just kind of cool to be able to show them back to back. So, once again, these are the ratio 4x2x2s.